If you look at the human population, you might just see a group of animals no different from dogs or cats. You may see an intelligent higher form of life capable of growth and ridiculous progress. You may see good, evil, kindness, intelligence, stupidity, beauty. Whatever you see, the term human is loaded in so many ways. However, the best way to learn and think about humans is the oldest way: our history. Yuval Noah Harari's book, Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind, aims to provide a high-level yet intricate examination of the history of our species. First, let's outline what we will be discussing. Who are sapiens? What contributed to the success of our species? What events shaped humans into who we are today? Particularly, there are 3 events: the cognitive revolution, the agricultural revolution, and the scientific revolution. We will also discuss how concepts like myths, beliefs, and knowledge contribute to our concept of information today. So, who are sapiens? In order to answer that question, we should look at the human lineage. Until about 10,000 years ago, many species of humans were present on Earth. In particular, Harari focuses on 3 of the species. The first, Homo erectus, is known for being the first of the humans to walk upright. Homo neanderthalensis were bulkier and more muscular than sapiens and better adapted to colder climates. Lastly is sapiens, which you might also know as us. The term Homo sapiens means wise man. So there are several important things to note when discussing humans as a lineage and as a species. The first is that there's a myth that humans evolved linearly. Many of the human species which we have discussed lived simultaneously. Erectus, Neanderthalis, and sapiens were all present at the same time, may just have lived in different places. The second is that humans have huge brains that may account for 2 to 3% of their body size, but 25% of their energy use. This probably contributed heavily to how our species evolved today. Another important thing is that all species evolved in Africa over 2.5 million years ago. So what made humans different? What set sapiens apart from all other animals and human species? To find out, let's take a closer look at the cognitive revolution. The cognitive revolution occurred between 70,000 to 30,000 years ago. At its core, the revolution defined how we communicated things about our environment. Through their unique language, sapiens were able to transmit more and more quantities of information about the world, especially about social relationships. Using language, we were able to talk about non-physical concepts such as religion, fantasy, ideas. Since the cognitive revolution, sapiens have lived in a duality of physical reality and imagined reality. The study of information today revolves heavily around abilities that emerged through this revolution. We see information today as data sets and graphs. However, information was evolved initially to communicate things as simple as when the sun was rising and where good hunting spots were available. Even at its most basic level, the spread of information allowed sapiens to progress much faster than other species. If the cognitive revolution changed how humans thought, the agricultural revolution revolutionized the way humans lived. The agricultural revolution occurred worldwide in various regions independently. Homo sapiens began planting crops such as wheat and corn for nutrition. Harari emphasized the effect that the agricultural revolution had on the day-to-day lives of humans. In the beginning, farming made their lives much more difficult by creating more work and increasing the strain of a growing population. However, while the agricultural revolution did not do much for humans at an individual scale, it vastly changed Homo sapiens as a species. Due to a more consistent source of food, the population could increase drastically, as well as providing more security to the species as a whole. Many changes in the movement of information came about due to the agricultural revolution. While the cognitive revolution impacted how humans communicate information, the agricultural revolution shaped why and what information we communicate. Because of the reliance on crops for food, humans began to think more in terms of the future. What will the weather be like this year? Will the crops be okay? We communicated and predicted information about the future, much like how information data scientists use data to predict trends and future events. We also used information as a tool in our farming. Records of farming history came about to help agriculturists determine best practices. By recording things like past weather and crop performance, information could be applied to the future. Today, we might call such things almanacs. Egyptians passed on information about flooding in the Nile. Alexandrian astronomers recorded things about the sky and clouds on certain days. The scientific revolution started in Europe about 500 years ago and brought about an unprecedented amount of growth. Although the cognitive revolution created belief systems through myths and imagination, science compiled such belief systems using mathematics. These beliefs are referred to as theories. These theories helped us form a foundational level of understanding of the universe around us. However, as all information science understands, the test of knowledge is not truth, but utility. Science provided a concrete system for examination which allowed us to better clearly define our understanding of information. While advances in science have allowed us to collect information about the world around us, information science studies how we incorporate, collect, analyze, retrieve, move, and protect information. Harari's history of humankind may not be a deliberate examination of information, however, it provides the setting and backdrop which we need to understand for what information is today. The cognitive revolution increased our efficiency for recognizing information and forming ideas and concepts about this information, metadata. The agricultural revolution shaped our needs for communicating information as well as what information we think is useful. Lastly, the scientific revolution significantly advanced our needs for collection of data, which led to the need for a higher level of concept of information science to effectively implement this data. As an inspiring information scientist and just a regular old Homo sapien, Harari's journey through humankind provides an essential understanding of our humanity as a whole. Reading this book made me think so much more critically about the field of information science and its place in the future of our species. Thank you so much for watching.